11th career 40-point playoff game for him. Again, remember he had 45 in game one. We'll get back to the Harden, Embiid dynamic, but let's just go to Joe Mazzulla for a second here. Because at the end of the fourth quarter, has a chance to call a timeout, does not. Marcus Smart gets that shot. And then it's the exact same scenario again in overtime. I saw the stress on your face.
He called it first, yeah. Yes. He called it first.
I was like, what are you doing? I know a lot of times guys say, I'm going to let the flow go. You just saw at the end of regulation that you didn't get off a good shot. You should learn from your mistakes. Everybody learns from the mistakes. Right. I'm not saying
the last 6 months is, yes, we give Tatum a lot of the credit of being the man for the Celtics, but sometimes we say, let's give Jaylen Brown the ball at the end of the game and let him facilitate, let him be the decision maker, even though we know JT gets a lot of that pressure. So late game situation, you saw Jaylen Brown stuck in the corner when throughout the ball game he was kind of carrying them offensively until Tatum got going late in the ball game.
Let me give these numbers here. So for the fourth quarter and overtime, Jaylen Brown was 1 of 3. That's not enough shots for Jaylen Brown. They're going 1 of 3, the fourth and overtime.
Yeah, and for me, and this is the way I'm going to rock with it. So, but I still like for him to be on the recipient of the end of catching the pass and knocking down a J and winning the game.
Jaylen Brown scoring 12 of their first 14 points in the game. So he had that great start, right? Yeah. Did get in foul trouble a little bit early on, but again, not enough touches towards the end of the game. Again, with Harden and Embiid, it was interesting because we were watching the game, right? Yeah. And Harden starts off super aggressive, but then when Joel Embiid came back in the game, almost changes his approach a little bit. And you guys talk about that aggressiveness he did at the end of the game. I guess that's an adjustment he's got to make, right, to find that right balance.
I think not just him, Joel Embiid has to, because Joel Embiid has to know who has the hot hand. We know you're the MVP, you're the star of this team, but if someone has it going, especially someone of caliber of James Harden, you let him go. And so almost like James said, I'm a rest now. I'm going to give it to Joel, let him play with it at the free throw line, do what he wants to do. But still, though, think about it. James was hot from 3. When James is like that, we know what kind of scoring this guy can do. He's a scoring champion. He's an MVP. You go with that flow. And you got to be a willing guy. Shaq has done it before. All these great bigs have done it. When you got guys who can score like this, you get out the way. And he hasn't learned that.
Sixers time this one up at 2, 116-115, the final in overtime. Tyrese Maxey going for 14 points in this game. He is a pivotal part of this squad going forward for this Philly team if they want to have any success. And so far, successful tonight. Tyrese Maxey joining us now. Appreciate you, Tyrese, for being here. And we were just talking about James Harden, your teammate, man, just having an incredible game. From your perspective, tell me what you saw. What was going so well for James?
Yeah, Coach Doc just said in the locker room that he's sitting out there and competing extremely hard. And then defensively, man, that was my biggest thing was going out there on those switches, getting stops, getting multiple stops in a row, and that was big for us.
So, Mr. Maxey, you're one of the fastest guys on the basketball court with and without the ball. So how difficult it is sometimes when you catch it on the rim and you want to attack and you say, oh, Joel Embiid, the MVP, is in the paint. What should I do? So what kind of dilemma does that put you in?
It's balance, man. It's balance. Because Joel tells me if he's behind or he's in the in the backcourt and I have the ball, he wants me to go one-on-one, get down here, either create something for myself or create something for others. But if not, let's win the 5 minutes, we win the game. We won the 5 minutes by 1 point. Doesn't matter if you win it by 1, 6, 8, 40. None of that matters. At the end of the day, this series could be no closer. After 4 games, 2-2 is the closest it can be. So it's a series of 3 now. So first 1 to 2.
Hey, congratulations on the win. As a fan, I want to see this thing go.
Keep it up, baby.
Yeah,
yes,
so congratulations and good luck in the next one.
All right, thank y'all, man. Y'all be safe.
All right, we're going to check in with Joe Mazzulla now, who's sitting at the podium.
That was the play.
Was he supposed to dish it if he was covered, or what was he supposed to do?
Just make the right read, which I thought he did. We got Maxey in the pick and roll, and he made the right play. We just didn't play fast enough.
Did you know it was too late, or were you not sure? The shot, did you know he hadn't gotten enough in time?
I mean, yeah, I kind of knew when I saw it.
Is there anything you would change about the Celtics' approach throughout the overtime and towards the end of that fourth quarter? And that final play in the fourth with Tatum, is that a similar play to what you drew up in that final play at the end of overtime?
What would I change?
Yeah, is there anything about their offensive approach that you would change?
Ours?
Yeah.
No, we got great looks. Yeah, no, I thought that was a great playoff basketball game. I thought we did a great job sticking with it throughout the game. Down 9, battled, got down double digits, took the lead. They just made a few more plays than we did down the stretch. Offensive rebounds to P.J. Tucker and 1, some loose balls, and then, so
that Harden three at the end there, was the call for you guys to double? And if so, was there a rule about which side to double from and stuff like that? Like, why did they go down that way?
Just because players are going to try to make plays at the end of the game, and that's just kind of how it went.
You guys have done a good job on Harden these last 2 games. What do you think was sort of difference today again?
He's a great player, and he's going to bounce back, and he's going to do some things. I thought we did a better job in the second half with our physicality and whatnot. I thought the first half he kind of got to his spots where he wanted to go, but I thought we did a much better job in the second half. Just sticking with it, poise, togetherness, making plays on both ends of the floor. Defended without fouling, forced him into some tough shots. Got out in transition, made plays, and so I loved our mindset really throughout the entire game. Talk about managing our expectations. That's kind of exactly what we expected, to get a great punch in a game from them. And anytime you're in a possession game like that, it comes down to, who makes the most plays at the end.
And then the fourth, Al's defense on Joel.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's just Al, when he steps up in big moments. He's the best.
JT struggled in the first half and then came out really attacking from the wings, playing strong defense, just kind of gradually chipped away. Just how big of a performance was that from him to find a way to kind of slowly get himself back into the game and get control?
Yeah, it was great. When he played with that mindset, he didn't let the fact that he wasn't scoring affect his defense and his mindset. And, so I thought his presence was great, and I thought he chipped away. And I thought our whole team did. He played on the road and a chance to go up 3-1. I thought the game, it went exactly how I thought it would go. And then we just didn't make enough plays down the stretch.
So is there any regrets about the late game execution, either in regulation or overtime? Yet, regulation 2 smart threes and then there's 2 free throws, so Tatum and Brown didn't touch the ball. And in overtime, the last plays, or anything you would change?
No, it was great execution.
And those plays like that last Harden shot, when you are talking to the team about how you want to approach it in the huddle, how much are you telling them, we want to do it exactly this way versus, if you see something, go for it, make it?
No, I mean, I think in a situation like that, you just want to make the best play possible. Yeah, and so the guys, we communicate that as a staff, the players communicate that. We just want to make the right play.
This is the first time you're in a 2-2 series now. Does anything change in your mind?
No, I mean, from a tactical standpoint, there'll be, some stuff. I thought they just, they played with a lot of force in the first half. We combated that in the second half. There'll definitely be some small tactical things. But, when you're talking about the playoffs and you're talking about in these games, it comes down to what our mindset's going to be. It comes down to how together, connected we're going to be. And then there's always 15 to 20 points that you can take away. And so we'll go back, we'll look at those 15 to 20 points, which ones we can take away, and then where we can be better in our game plan. Thank you.
All right, with the win, Doc Rivers improving to 9-4 in Game 4s when trailing a series after 3 contests. Here he is at the podium.
The way it's going to be. It's going to be a game of runs. We got to sustain their runs. We got to keep our composure. I was proud of our guys. I thought we lost our pace, and part of that was due to fatigue. We really shortened our rotation tonight, and I thought that was the right thing to do. Having said that, I thought that one stretch we were running on E. We couldn't get the ball up the floor, and that's when they made their run. When we were playing at our pace all game, we were getting whatever we wanted, and that was great. I thought our defense was good overall too. Tobias on Tatum for most of the game, Tuck. So a lot of good things, some things still to clean up.
What were you looking to drop on that ATO?
Exactly what we got. We thought if Tobias curled over the top, they've been switching everything. And we told Tobias if they don't switch, you're going to have a layup. If they do switch, whoever's guarding Tobias is going to be on Joel. And that's good for us. And we told James, you stand him right there, and if they come, be ready to shoot. Talking about trust, that's what it's all about right there.
You guys spent the last couple of days, really since Game 2, talking about needing James to be aggressive, continue to attack.
Yeah.
What did you think of his performance?
We did it, and James did it, I thought we really helped James with our spacing. Guys are running deep to the corner today. Guys were running wide. Joel was running in the middle of the floor. Instead of being on one side, we were in the middle or over, so James had room to come off. It allowed Joe to pop or to roll, and I thought the spacing of that was just terrific.
But I thought about not only just game defensively, going after loose balls.
Yeah, well, we had to. We listen. It's a possession game for the most part, and so far, the team that's had the most possessions has won the game. We had more possessions tonight. We got loose balls, and those are vital.
Overall, given the swings of the game,
Yeah.
in the fourth, what do you think a win like the win today says about your?
You know what? I honestly, I think the film yesterday said what we had to be. That they're going to make a run. We're going to make a mistake. You know, things are not going to go well, and just keep playing. 2 days ago, we didn't do that. Tonight, we did that. So I think that's what it says, that we're in a bar fight, and we just got to keep slugging. Having said that, Jason Tatum's three was awful that wasn't called. Awful. Did you? Did you think it was a push-off? I'm asking you. No, be committed. Did you think it was a push-off? It was a push-off. You can't, and the reason that it bugged me, because at the end of the game, there were the touch fouls. You know, Jason Tatum has a 360 foul. Marcus Smart and Tuck gets tangled up, touch foul. So if we're going to call it that way, then you have to call that. To me, that you got to call that play. I know it's a big play, and I'm a big fan of refs not deciding, but that could have decided the game. I didn't have any. You know, I lost mine. James was awesome. Just you know, for a day and a half, James had to get himself back. No one did that but James. You know, film was great. You know, we talked, and probably 15,000 other people probably talked to him. But James, you know, I sent him a gospel song, which he'll tell you if you want, but before the game. And, you know, you know, the title of it was, "Do You Know My Name?" And James Harden was James Harden tonight. What's more importantly, Joel was Joel tonight. Tyrese was Tyrese tonight. Tobias was Tobias tonight. That's what we have to have. We can't have one guy. We have to have everyone.
You talk about there was a lot of talk about toughness at the end of the Miami series last year, and you haven't had a game like this since the Miami series last year, where Joel was involved and you out-toughed the team.
Well, you know the biggest difference.
I'm sorry.
You know the biggest difference. There was a guy named P.J. Tucker on Miami. There's a guy named P.J. Tucker on our team now. And he got the offensive rebound and a three-point play, which was huge for us. And he helps everybody. So that's part of it.
And during the ball really moving.
Yeah. We just lost. We got tired, honestly. And it's tough to draw up a play when everybody's fatigued. Let me say that. I thought we gathered ourselves. They used one timeout. Didn't want to use. I used it literally just to give us some rest. And I thought we kind of gathered ourselves, got our win back. We executed out of timeouts. First play in overtime, Tyrese gets the layup. Second play, James gets the third play. We executed our butt off in the overtime. That was good to see.
First, I mean, is that a point of emphasis of yours?
Yeah. And get a lead. You know, I talked about it yesterday. We've been down in every game. Let's play from the front just one time and see what happens. And we did that for the most part. They had to make the run, you know, so that was good for us.
When you were trying to get Joel touches at the elbow with Horford there, something kind of force some shots around there? What did you see?
No, I thought space was bad. I thought Joel was tired, and I thought we took 20 seconds to get into it. Part of that was fatigue. We got to get in our stuff earlier. I think the good thing about this game, fortunately, we won the game. But secondly, when we watch film, it'll jump off. You get into play with 7 seconds left, it's going to be hard to score. You get into your actions with 18 and 16 seconds on the clock, you have time to score.
Two great players oftentimes picking the ball into your turn.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem like that.
No, David, it's so important, and it's hard. Tatum and Brown have had their problems at times, and now they have it. They play great together. But it took years for them, and Joel and James, more importantly, you saw them talking a lot today. There was the one ISO for James, and Joel could have come up and set the pick, and James told him to stay. I got the left lane. I mean, those are the plays, those are the communication things you need with your two best players. And then they have to trust. I thought they both made passes tonight to make our team better.
Doc, James had a special guest here today.
Awesome, yeah.
How special was it that he had that performance with John?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? You know, a kid from Michigan State, if you don't know, that was shot. James signed the shoes. He promised him that he would. He flew him in for the game. A lot of good things that a lot of our guys do. And James has been great at that.
You mentioned the film session from yesterday. Kyrie spoke to us after that film session. He said that there was a really frank dialogue among the group.
Yeah.
You mentioned communication tonight. Did you see any of what?
Yeah, it was an extremely frank dialogue yesterday. And it had to be, but it wasn't just me. I started it, honestly, but I invited people in. And it's good when people get in. And you know, it was good. It was a good day. But it's over. And this is over. And now we got to go watch film, and we got to get ready for Game 5.
The last couple of days, do you think this group of guys?
Decision to, either go score or, play the two-man game with James. And no matter who was against Miami, got to keep trusting my guys. And, he just made a great shot.
You said after Game 3 that you wanted James to be aggressive. That would be your message to him. He obviously was aggressive today. What did you think his performance after really the last couple of games went?
That's what he needs to do every night. Not think about anything. Obviously, we got some great teammates. They can do a lot of things. But like I said the other night, players, doesn't matter what's going on. Players got to show up. And I saw someone, I don't know if he's here, he went and instead of putting the full quote, he went on Twitter just to try to get likes. Thank you, Rich, for, correcting him. But players have to show up. He did tonight and needs to do it every night. And he's not about taking a lot of shots. It's just about being aggressive, attacking the rim, finding guys, and he was fantastic tonight.
Did you see your team take a step forward tonight, playing so tough all game long, yourself fighting through 46 minutes? It's a lot of minutes for a guy who missed 10 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I struggled a little bit that fourth quarter, but I got myself back and going, and I just had no lift in the fourth quarter, like you said. Obviously, the other day was my first time really going up and down. Tonight, playing a lot of minutes, kind of got to me towards the end, but got it back in overtime and started being aggressive again. Obviously, had no lift with the brace and all, but we made the plays when we needed them. PJ, big and one, offensive rebound, big and one. Obviously, the James shot. They made a lot of tough shots all night, and I thought we stuck with it. But that's been us all season long. Just sticking together, fighting through anything. Being down 5 with 2 minutes left. That's huge for us, and we know we didn't play our best. And I was terrible tonight. I got to be better, and I will be better.
Joe, you just got a touchdown. How good it was.
Oh man, that's why we brought him here. That's how he killed us last year. Offensive rebounds, big plays after big plays, offensively and defensively. That's who he is. He's always ready for it, and I'm just glad he's on my side.
Joel, there was a moment when you were kind of by the block at the free throw line where PJ was yelling something in your ear. What did he say to you?
Just got on me. He said, I need to be me. That was right after, I think it was, in overtime. That's when I kind of, got myself together and, started with thinking how to attack them best, like I was doing in the first quarter. Really the first half, I thought in that fourth quarter, I kind of got stuck a lot of times, just relying on my jump shot, even knowing that I had no lift, and I was kind of gassed. But he just got back. He just got on me about just going back to myself and being aggressive. And and over time, it was a blessing that my teammates got me there. So I just wanted to be aggressive and just make plays all over the place.
Two more guys. You've seen a lot of games in this building. Where does this one act? What was the atmosphere like down the stretch and after that?
The atmosphere was great. We needed all that energy. Them obviously defense, but it wasn't about just them chanting. It was loud. At some point, even for us, I was on defense and I was communicating, and I was talking, but they ended up scoring. But my guys didn't hear me. That's how loud it was. And then I was like, yeah, I told you I was gonna go help, and this and that. I was communicating the coverages, but I can't hear you. So that's how loud it was. We're gonna need all of it. Our goal is to go out, in Boston and win. I'll be better, and gotta go out and find ways to win and come back here and be up 3-2.
We get often involved in my turn, your turn, these two great players. It seemed like you and James had everything came out of the offense instead of just taking turns.
Yeah, I think the key for us is since we got him, I wouldn't say I've allowed him, but I know who he is, and I know how great of a player he is. I know how great of a playmaker he is. So I don't post up as much as I used to, and I think I've allowed him to just kind of be himself and just have the ball all the time, for him to just make the game easy for himself and for everybody else. I just know every single opportunity our pick and roll can generate a good shot every single time, if we really want to. That's the next step. Going on the road, making sure we don't have turnovers off those actions, because it's hard to guard. So those actions, like I said, I've allowed him to just run the offense and make sure that he can see the floor and just set himself up and everybody else up, and it's worked out pretty well for us.
I don't understand fashion, but I understand basketball. This guy's good at it.
They're great at it sometimes, both of them.
God set some really good screens. Spacing was, for the most part, really, really good. It's a pretty simple game.
What did you see on the final possession?
Well, we ran it. It's supposed to be a dribble handoff, but throw it into Joel. It's supposed to be a dribble handoff, or he dribble handoff with me, but Jaylen Brown was kind of denying me. So I didn't want to fight, and the clock run down. So I just gave Joel space to do what he did, and he got so far in the paint that I feel like Jaylen Brown wanted to go help. So Joel made an unbelievable pass and catch and shoot.
James, being able to have a game like this yourself, and then being able to contribute throughout the game, and then the game time winning basket and hit that basket to begin with every time. What's it mean for you to get like this and contribute the way you did, knowing like this?
Just want to win. No matter how it plays out, I just want to win. And quite frankly, today was a do or die for us. So we found a way to win, and that's all that matters in the postseason. So watch film and get better, and be ready to go and see some things that we can get better at, and be ready to go for Game 5.
James, what does it mean to win and to have that performance with John in the goal?
Oh yeah, it was. He's my good luck charm. Just been keeping in contact with him. Obviously, like any of us in here, the tragedy like that happened. It's like it's a lot of nonsense that's going on in the world. So for him to be a victim of that is it's heartbreaking. But he's strong. He's bouncing back. He's recovering very well. And I feel like it's my job to just give him that light, that smile that he deserves, that he needs. And hopefully, today was one of those days where, he's smiling, and that's all I'm here. Just to be up 15 and then, cut the lead and they tie the game up, and then they take the lead and we continue to fight and we don't just shut down and we continue to battle and make shots and make timely possession. Like, that's what playoff basketball is about, and we did that tonight. Of course, we don't want to give up. Like, we're not trying to give up a 15-point lead, but it happens. It's a part of basketball. You see it a lot. So, it's like next play, we'll control what you can control, and keep fighting to 0-0 on the clock.
DJ.
I don't know if you can answer that until after. I think it's one of those things, if we don't learn from our mistakes today and the things we didn't do good, then no. But if we take those things and get better in those moments, making the right decision, whether to fan out to a shooter or be low man to help, like that stuff matters, and communication in those moments matter. So we'll know in a few days.
DJ, what did you guys do well in the first half defensively?
We're just aggressive. And that, I think, for us, being assertive and being aggressive is the difference between most of our games. When we come out early, we assert ourselves, and everybody's tied in together, we're tough. And when we don't, we're not. we might score a lot of points and still win the game, but more times than not in the playoffs, you're not going to win when you're not. So we got to continue to do that.
James, you talked about the last. You said you looked at film and saw some things that you could correct. Was it just the spacing? That was it. In regards to your play, the last couple of days, I guess when you shot 5 for 28 the last 2 games.
I did.
Yeah, the previous
I don't even remember that.
You don't remember that?
No.
So it just seems like you came out motivated, fired up this time, like trying to get yourself going a little bit.
I mean, I'm always motivated and fired up. It's just things don't work out how I would like them to, but it's a part of it. But I'm a competitor. Like, I always want to win. I always want to be aggressive. I always want to do things to contribute to winning. Like, that's just me. There's no days off with that. You know what I mean? There's no turning it on and turning it off with that. So, whether I have 40-something or 18, like, I always want to win the game. It's simple.
Do you hear the outside noise, though? Do you hear that noise? Like,
not one bit.
Not one bit.
Yeah, at this stage of your career, winning a championship is what you're here for. I mean, you're getting.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, tuning out the noise, is that part of it?
I mean, it's going to always be noise, whether it's good noise or bad noise. Like, I've been in this game a very long time. I've heard it all. And it doesn't, like, I'm in the gym. Like, I'm in the gym or I'm chilling. So it don't even matter. It don't bother me.
John said he played a song.
He didn't play a song. He sent me a song.
Can you guys talk about...
Did it do anything?
I think so. let me not get it wrong. I think the song is called, I'm on the way to the game and I get a text from Doc and I'm like, what's going on? Sorry, I don't want to, my phone is messing up. Yeah, I think, you know my name. It's a gospel song and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just tell my homies, let's play the song. And it's a 7-minute song, but it's like, I let the whole song play, and I'm like, all right, it got to be some kind of good juju in this song or whatever. However he's feeling, I want to feel like that. And I guess it works. So whatever. He texted to me for sure, and I put it on. Like, it's the first time he ever texted me a song, so I wanted to see how he was feeling.
Can you guys talk about the motivation that you're hoping to sort of use this momentum from this game into the Game 5 against the Celtics?
You better play it again on when we play Tuesday. You better play it again.
James, in that second quarter when you got rolling, what were you trying to attack with their defense, and how much did that kind of get you the rhythm that carried you maybe the rest of the game?
Sorry, I was looking for the song. What did you say?
In the second quarter when you got going, just what were you trying to attack in their defense, and how much do you feel like that helps you catch rhythm?
Yeah, they're a really good team, especially when you give them. It's later in the shot clock and they load up and they show their length and things like that. So for us, it's just getting the ball. And I'm sure they say the same thing, it's vice versa as far as getting the ball up. And they're one of the best teams, not if the best team in scoring in the first 10 seconds. So for us, is if they score, which they're going to score, we get the ball up and we make sure our spacing, we run wide and we give ourselves a chance. And Paul Reed did a really good job of setting screens and rolling. And we had space. And, George gave us some big shots and Milt. So it's going to be a collective effort. Whoever steps on that floor, you're capable of having a big game. And so just told the guys to stay ready and let's get stops. And the more stops we can get, the better our chances of scoring we have.
Can you take us to two key plays? One, I guess, was on the court, the three-point play you had, and then the other one was when the cameras showed you kind of firing Joel under the basket.
The three-point play is just will, determination, just wanting to win. I just got back in the game, so I had to leave imprint somehow. And usually it's offensive rebound in those moments when James or Joe or Tyrese are attacking. And the Joe play is just me. Like, nobody can guard Joe one-on-one. There's no way. I'm sorry, it's not disrespect to Al or anybody else, but I guarded him for a lot of years, and when he's aggressive and assertive, it's impossible. And I've seen him 2 or 3 plays in a row not do that. And we can't have that. We can't have that. Not with the season on the line, we can't have it.
James, you guys picked up PJ for his toughness and his leadership. Can you talk about how important that is in these type of series? And he came up really big at the end. Can you just kind of talk about how he hyped you guys up and seemed like kind of gave you an extra push towards the end there?
Yeah, I mean, we were teammates, you know what I mean? So I know the work that he puts in. I know his will to win, no matter what the stat sheet shows. And I know how valuable he is. So, and then going up against him the last 2 postseasons, like, he's somebody that loves to win and plays winning basketball, and you need that on your team if you're trying to win a championship. So, or if you're trying to compete for a championship. So, he's valuable. Like, he's the guy that everybody needs on their team that doesn't need the ball, that doesn't complain, that's going to do all the small, dirty work that a lot of guys don't want to do. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to shoot and look pretty and dunk the ball and shoot the three and, you know what I mean, get the ESPN highlights. But he's the charge, just diving on the floor and picking up the best. Like, he does all that. So he's just he's a great addition to our team, and he's very special.
James, in terms of a pivotal win, how much of a pivotal win was this when you consider you're up and then you're down and come out with a win?
It was a must win for us, honestly. It's easy. Must win.
James, when the team has great offensive players, it can evolve into my turn, your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Is the spacing that is critical to the movement y'all had tonight, so that your shots and Joel's shots all came out of the flow off?
Correct. And that's, I think, one of the things in game 2 and even last game we kind of got away from. And then, like, the ball finds, like, it's going to find open guy. When we space the floor, we do the things that we need to do. It'll find an open shot. You know what I mean? Not only just me and Joel, but just everybody who's open. So once we get that, which tonight we had it, we did that at a high level consistently.
That's it. It's a gamble at the wrong time, and big shot by James Harden, but that's my fault. You know, I take full accountability. Just a bad read.
You were able to slow James for a lot of the series going over screens, but he was able to switch matchups a lot in this game. Was there anything different about how they were screening or how they set those up?
Yeah, they were screening earlier in the shot clock, trying to get me kind of off him, you know, so get him on a more opportune matchup, trying to get switches earlier in the shot clock to get me off of him, and I got in foul trouble a little bit early, and it worked. I think we watched the film and make adjustments.
What keyed the comeback?
Just making the right plays down the stretch. You know, just getting stops. Kept being aggressive, and Smarty made some big time, you know, plays in the fourth quarter. JT got it going a little bit, hit some free throws, and we just kept walking it down, possession by possession.
Jim, I think earlier in the game, like, you guys put yourself in a position to need that comeback. What was it about the effort or the execution earlier in the game that put you guys in the hole?
They came out with a tremendous fight. You know, they set the tone for how the game was going to be officiated, and it worked. You know, tougher team sets the rules, and tonight that was them. They came out, they had a level of physicality, and it took us a while to match it.
Al left feeling encouraged, even though everybody's down about the last shot and the loss. Do you guys feel the same way?
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. It's amazing to play this game. You know, it's going to be tough days. It's going to be great days, and you got to take them all on the chin. You know, God is great, and we still got an opportunity to come out on our home floor and play basketball, and that's what it comes down to. You know, the slightest details can cost you a game, and the slightest details can help you win a game. And we got to make sure that we the team that comes out on top.
Jalen, you had 3 shots in the fourth quarter and none in overtime. How do you become more active in the offense, especially down the stretch?
I guess I got to demand the ball a little bit more. I thought good things happened when I had it in my hands, but I thought our offense was okay. I thought we chipped away. We made big time shots. We got great looks all game long, and we just came up short in the end. No, I think they just tried to get me off of him, to get him up on a different matchup, you know, to maybe free some stuff up. But we gotta, you know, make adjustments. Maybe I go over those screens next game. Maybe we mix up some of his looks, but can't let him go for 42 points.
You've been in 2-2 series games. What's that game 5 usually like?
Game 5 is pivotal. You know, you got to make sure you're ready to go. Both teams is physically tired, mentally tired, and we would have liked to be up 3-1, but we're not. It's 2-2, so be ready to go for the next one.
You mentioned after the last game, I think, about if you're in the corner, you can't really create from out there, and after what you just said now about having the ball more in your hands, what do you think is the difference between what you're doing now and what has worked for you for so long?
What's the question?
The question is, like, what needs to change about the way you get involved in the offense, because you've been able to have a lot of success over your career in the offense.
I'm not sure how to answer what needs to change. I'm not sure. I just think that we just need to continue to execute, continue to emphasize, you know, what's working, and you know, I think that will carry us over. I think we had great moments in this game. I think that we had great looks offensively. I think I can insert myself at times more into the game, you know, but we just got to be ready for the next one.
Last question. I apologize, but we had the run you guys had in that fourth quarter. So talk about the guys and the strength you guys showed in that fourth to rally the way you guys did and almost take this game.
Yeah, it's a full 48 minutes you got to play. You know, we took a tremendous fight for them for the first 3 quarters, and it seemed like it took a while for us to match the energy. In the fourth quarter, we were in a great spot. We all felt great about ourselves, and we were able to chip at the lead slowly. And then we actually took the lead and had it, and we had that game in our grasp. And, you know, rebounds, you know, defensive breakdowns. There was a lot of things that went into why we didn't come out on top. But
so just seeing, you know, try to make the right play and find an open man or for myself.
In terms of reading the defense, Jalen was just talking about, you know, getting more shots in the fourth and overtime. What are you seeing out there that's not allowing you guys to create more shots for him late in games?
You know, I think each game is different, so it's probably a little hard to answer that question. You know, we just trying to create space and opportunity for everybody. You know, drive and kick, pass up a good shot for a great shot, and you know, just find whoever's open, you know, at that time.
You just talked about wanting, you know, more opportunity, more shots. Is that like conversations you guys have, especially after game 1 where you only ended with 10 shots in that game?
Yeah, I mean, one of our best players, we want him to be aggressive. We need him to be aggressive, and you know, it's, you know, on him and it's on us and on everybody just to you know, make sure that, you know, we putting each person in the right position to be successful.
Jason, do you take any solace in a game where, in fact, you the uphill climb for most of it, and then you almost had it, and almost won it? Do you take any solace in the fact you guys battled back and got to a point where you almost had this one?
I mean, I guess so, but, you know, we still lost. So some things that we did well, some things we can do better, and, you know, just get ready for the next one.
Just what's the communication process like on that defensive possession? You're on Embiid, and Jalen comes to help for the Harden three. How do you guys communicate over the course of that possession?
You know, we were switching at that point, and we was up to 20-something seconds left. So, you know, we wanted to, you know, not give it up any threes and not foul. And, you know, if they scored a two, you know, we would be fine. Tough, playing with pace, getting great shots. You know, obviously we was down, we had to come back, but, you know, we were just playing the way we were supposed to play.
That fourth and overtime, on the last shot there, got on call timeout, and just go for it. Do you like that? And kind of why does that strategy work for y'all? Why y'all do that?
I'm sure you guys know if you call a timeout, they got a chance to set up their defense. So there's times where you do call a timeout. There's times where you feel confident that you're going to get a good shot. And, you know, you got to trust in, you know, the guys on the floor. They're going to make the right play. And I should have passed it probably a second earlier. But in, you know, regulation, we got a great shot. You know, I got in the paint, drew two guys, and found Smart.
You just talked about earlier in this playoffs how you almost take more pride out of getting a big rebound or making a block than hitting a big shot because you've done that so often. Tonight, it's like you're guarding Joel at the very end. Your rebounds really got them back in the game. You're making passes on the big plays at the very end. Do you feel like your identity of who you are as a star is like evolved now, where it's like more than being a scorer?
Yeah. I get paid a lot of money. I do it all. Assists, blocks, rebounds, steals, and points are just, you know, what people expect. But, you know, I take pride in impacting the game in every way possible.
Final two questions. Jason, how empowering is it for Joe to let you guys roll in those situations?
I guess it's empowering a lot. You know, I mean, shit, we did it times last year, right? We played Brooklyn game one. We didn't call a timeout. We got a layup on the last play. Sometimes the ball goes in, sometimes it doesn't. But, you know, we got a good core group of guys that, you know how to play under pressure in those situations. And it just doesn't always go your way.
Did you guys match their intensity in the first half? Did you feel you did?
I mean, shit, you watch the game, we was down 16. So if you watch the game, you probably say no. And second half, we did match their intensity and we gave ourselves a chance. So, you know, we gotta do better in Game 5 to give ourselves a better chance.
Thank you.
All right, so looking ahead to Game 5, that one going in Boston on Tuesday, 7:30 on TNT. Game 6 in Philadelphia Thursday. You can see that one at ESPN. The time to be determined a little later on. All right, so looking forward to Game 5, what has to change in order for Boston to be successful? We'll start with them.
Well, it's real simple that Jaylen Brown and Tatum have to figure out how do they coexist, stay aggressive, because early in the ball game we saw Brown kind of set the table, then late in the ball game he's doing all the defensive work and not being able to touch the basketball. Somehow both guys have to stay aggressive and be effective.
For me, if you watch Tatum, he didn't shoot the ball particularly well in the first half, but in the second half, he was going downhill, attacking the basket. I always say, it feels good to see one go down. Why not get a layup? And once he got those layups going, that's how he was able to hit that big three. So I think they should be aggressive, attack the basket, and just don't settle for jumpers.
I did think it was interesting how Jaylen Brown said, I got to go get my own shot. I got to ask for that ball.
Listen to me. It's like I got on James Harden in between games that, wait a minute, Embiid comes back and you're still lack of aggressiveness. No, it's the same thing for Brown. No one's going to get mad at you for saying, hey, JT, let me have it this possession. You go spot up and let me be the facilitator attack, and I'll still share it back to you if they double team me. So I think it goes both ways.
How does Philly continue to keep this going?
I think Philly needs to be aggressive, especially James Harden, in the sense that, hey, I know Embiid's MVP and this is his team, but when you come off that pick, you got your game going by attacking the rack. Once you attack the rack, you got your floater going, you got the layups going, and the next thing you know, your three balls start going. Almost exactly what, JT did. So I think James needs to be real aggressive because Embiid, he's going to get his.
That's right.
He's the biggest man on the block. He's going to get his. But it's up to James to go out and be aggressive.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
If that's it. That's it.
That's
then.
it.
And,
That's it. That's it,
This was
baby.
fun, though.
No, it was
Yeah.
good.
It was fun.
Good game. Good extra bad OT. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I got to know Big Shot Bob. Still upset about 2007 Steve Nash, what he did to my fellow Canadian. That's okay.